also said there should be a privilege motion against him. And of course, the BJP has demanded nothing short of an unconditional apology. Now, Congress is holding protests in Bhopal. Of course, the demand that they are saying is nothing else than a JPC. Nothing else, they say, will suffice under a cadres in Bhopal. These are the live visuals which are coming in, which is why the camera is shaky. But this over the alleged insult to Rahul Gandhi, and they are still demanding that their key demand is going to be a JPC over the Adani issue, which they say that the centre is trying to whitewash and steer clear of. As you can see, the police have barricaded that entire road. They are trying to ensure that the protesters don't jump over the barricade. There are women constables also. Now there is water cannons being used in order to try and control the Congress cadres on the streets of Bhopal as the cops and the protesters clashed. We saw some of them being injured as well in the midst of this din and this massive dharna that is being held by the Congress. As you can see, water cannons now being pressed into action to ensure that the Congress cadres are dispersed off peacefully. Despite that, you can see many of the cadres simply refusing to meet. There's a woman also who's sitting there on the ground, one of the protesters, and around her you can see women constables trying to get her to move and leave the space. Water cannons now being used to try and disperse the crowds. As you can see, there are posters of Kamal Nath and Rahul Gandhi which have been put up as well. Massive showdown which is happening. Let me go across to Aishwarya. This is going to be Congress's game plan, isn't it, Aishwarya? They're going to corner the centre on the floor of the parliament, and on the streets it's going to be their cadres.
Well, it is the Congress party who had been very clear that they are going to protest inside the parliament and outside the parliament as well. And therefore, there was a plan of the Congress party in the entire country. There would be protests which will be happening outside the Raj Bhavans against, the centre not letting the JPC to be constituted in the Adani issue. But in Chandigarh, in Bhopal, now massive protest was seen in and also in different parts of the country. But inside the parliament as well, as the ruckus happened soon after, it was adjourned at around 11:30. All the 16 opposition political party leaders came outside and they protested at the Gandhi statue and outside at the Vijay Chowk as well, where they clearly stated that this time as well, what we have witnessed in the parliament, that it was 10 minutes that was the time given to the leader of the house, but it was just 1.5 minutes that was given to the leader of opposition, and the mic was shut, and the house was adjourned till 2 p.m. But they continued to protest, and they said that their demand will be the same from the centre, that they need a JPC to be constituted. The opposition parties also clearly stating at this point of time.
Sorry to interrupt you. Stay with us. Let me go across to Govind. Govind is joining us live from Bhopal, where these fiery scenes that you can see on your screen. Govind, what's happening?
Yeah, absolutely. The huge protest of Congress party headed by former CM of Madhya Pradesh, Kamal Nath, started here in Bhopal. It's on a large extent. In fact, thousands of Congress workers, leaders just accumulated around Governor House. They're trying to go for the gherav of Governor House on the multiple issues. You know that one of the issue is also that how the favor was given to the Adani Group. This is also and number of issues regarding to common people and the welfare of the farmer. A number of issues were included, enlisted when the advisory was, in fact, the press note of PCC was issued by Congress party informing that on these issues, Congress party going to. So these are the Congress workers that just been.
Well, there seems to be a bit of a problem there. We'll try and reconnect. Of course, Govind is joining us from where these protests are happening, of course, which is why the signal is a bit patchy. But as you can see, water cannons being pressed into action to try and control the Congress cadres who have hit the streets in protest. Remember, Congress's strategy is very clear. It's all out war for them. On the floor of the parliament, they are going to continue to disrupt the central union ministers.